Welcome back to Nick's Bricks. I'm Nick, and today we're reviewing set number 9462, The Mummy, from LEGO's Monster Fighters. At 83 pieces, The Mummy takes the second rank in our series partometer and features a monster, a fighter, and a vehicle for each. The Mummy also debuts our first series signature. Viewers of my channel are no strangers to mummy minifigures, but the Mummy of the Monster Realm is particularly vicious and brutal, standing out amongst its peers. Let's start off with a look at our new monster fighter, Ann Lee. Dr. Rathbone met Ann Lee when looking for a pilot brave enough to accept his charter into the monster realm. Miss Lee is a skilled pilot and has the fortitude to face Lord Vampire's horde. Ann wears a white, wide-collared shirt with red lace details, and around her neck is a silver coin necklace. Over her shirt, Ann wears a red corset with centered clasps, and protruding from the bottom are blue pants made from sand blue legs. The leg prints include a clove of garlic and 2 wooden stakes buckled to each of Ann's hips. The rear torso print shows the lacework detail of Ann's red corset and her shirt and pants layered underneath. Ann Lee is armed with a crossbow, which is an ideal weapon for pursuing most inhabitants of the monster realm. Ann's dark orange hair is swept up in a ponytail and held up by one of her crossbow bolts, repurposed as a hairpin. This unique piece of LEGO headgear is made from a flexible rubber, and the mold includes a clip for holding bar pieces. Ann's face print shows her black eyebrows and eyelashes, her red lips, and dark red eyeshadow. Over Ann's left eye is a considerable scar starting at the forehead and running down to her cheek. We can presume this scar was earned during a previous monster attack, and it seems Ann was lucky she didn't lose her left eye in the encounter. Ann Lee has dual face prints. The first shows her focused scowl, while the second shows a satisfied smirk. While garlic and stakes imply her nemesis would be a vampire, Ann Lee's monster archenemy is actually the ghosts who gave her her scar. It seems Ann Lee is smart enough to know that while the ghosts are the objects of her vengeance, Lord Vampire is the one holding their leash. On this outing, Ann has been sent to comb the cursed badlands of the monster realm, and to do this, she's been given the Autogyro. The Autogyro is the peripheral build of the set. The helicopter-like craft uses a top rotor to generate lift, and rear propulsion for its forward movement. Starting at the bottom, the struts are made from skis and connect to the chassis by a 1x4 offset plate. The rest of the chassis includes a forward clip for decoration. I tried placing Ann's crossbow on it, but there's not enough space. The Autogyro is controlled from the blue pilot's chair with control levers on either side. Just behind the levers, we see the nozzles which provide the forward propulsion, and at the rear is the engine which powers the rotor blades. Topping off the Autogyro is the rotor mast, which extends high above, keeping the pilot safe. The Autogyro is easily my least favorite vehicle of the Monster Fighters fleet. It feels like a polybag build, and I would have rather the parts be switched out and incorporated into the main build. I also have an idea for an alternate form of transportation, but we'll come back to that. Whether I like it or not, Ann Lee uses the Autogyro to search the cursed badlands of the monster realm to find the mummy. Roaming the desolate, cursed badlands of the monster realm is the mummy. The Mummy of the Monster Realm is a particularly vicious member of the undead, attacking all men and fellow monsters that enter the wastelands. Because of this bloodlust, the Cursed Badlands are a barren area where neither man nor beast dare venture. The mummy's torso and leg prints show crisscrossing wraps with occasional gaps revealing the gray rotting flesh beneath. The rear torso print includes more of the same. The face print shows the mummy's face partially concealed by wraps. Dark gray skin surrounds the red piercing eyes, and the mummy's mouth curves into a smile. Interestingly, 2 variations of this mummy minifigure were released. The version seen here has the standard white prints, but LEGO released an alternate with glow-in-the-dark wraps on the head, torso, and legs. The glow-in-the-dark effect gives the mummy an eerie illumination. The mummy is armed with a large sickle blade, but again, I'm rearming the monster. I think LEGO's Khopesh is a more theme-appropriate weapon for the mummy. The mummy roams the cursed Badlands in his chariot, ornamented with Egyptian decoration and pulled by an infernal death steed. At the base of the chariot are the wagon-style wheels that bear the chassis. The rear includes 2 clips where the mummy can stow his scythe blade while driving the chariot. The interior of the cockpit shows further gold accents and a 1x2 slope at the center, creating a footboard which helps the mummy keep his balance when banking through turns. At the top of each side are lanterns built with trans-neon green 1x1 round bricks. The lanterns emit an ominous green glow to light the way. More on these later. The chariot uses rounded corner bricks, giving a smooth transition from the sides to the front, which protects the driver from attack and debris. The front is adorned with decorative golden horns and slopes. Protruding from the chassis is the hitch and harness. Hitched to the mummy's chariot is an infernal death steed. This horse skeleton is capable of incredible speeds, tearing across the cursed Badlands with the mummy charioteer in tow. The burning eyes of the death steed confirm the skeleton has been enchanted with dark flame magic, further enhancing its strength and speed. The harness includes 2 sharp spears on either side, which can be used as defense for the horse and driver, or offense if the mummy decides to ram their target. With the mummy's chariot, a simple alternative to the autogyro would be a LEGO horse. Ann Lee on her horse riding alongside the mummy in his chariot presents a fun play scenario. Last but not least, further adorning the harness is a decorative golden scorpion which bears the mummy's moonstone. The mummy's moonstone uses the trans purple rock piece and is printed with an Egyptian eye in gold. The placement of the moonstone on the horse's harness is odd, but implies that the steed may be channeling the moonstone's energies, making it even faster. One of the signatures of the Monster Fighter theme is the use of glow-in-the-dark elements. This supernatural illumination, coupled with the use of trans-neon green parts under a black light, adds a sinister layer to the series. Sadly, no glow-in-the-dark elements were included in the Swamp Creatures set, so we're starting with the mummy. The lanterns of the chariot radiate under UV light, and the glow-in-the-dark mummy variation illuminates the cockpit, but the most prevalent feature is the death steed. The skeleton horse is a glow-in-the-dark piece, and its bony shape adds to the spectacle. The trans-neon orange flames from the eye sockets accent the horse's green glow. With the glow-in-the-dark features, the mummy, death steed, and chariot become a neon blur when at full speed, tearing across the Badlands of the monster realm. Lord Vampire's proposal to the mummy would include returning to Egypt to rain terror over the ancient land in a world cast in darkness, but with the mummy's ravenous brutality, he may be forced to take the mummy's moonstone without permission, if he can catch the speeding terror. Either way, Lord Vampire collects his second moonstone and places it into the Eclipse machine, one step closer to his dark vision. Ann Lee returns from the monster realm safely but empty-handed. It seems Dr. Rathbone needs to step up his game if he's going to intercept any moonstones from Lord Vampire. Fortunately, the monster fighters have more muscle to flex. Join us for our next review of the Monster Fighters theme, where we come face to face with the werewolf, my favorite of all classic monsters. The set is an early highlight of the theme, including an excellent vehicle for the Monster Fighters and what may be the best play feature of the series. So stay tuned. Until then, this has been Nick with Nick's Bricks. Thank you for watching, and remember, build, disassemble, repeat.